Ukraine's new prime minister is continuing his search for international support ahead of Sunday's referendum in Crimea. Arseniy Yatsenyuk followed a White House meeting Wednesday with a speech to the United Nations on Thursday. He attended a Security Council meeting on the crisis. That's its sixth meeting since tensions broke out between Russia and Ukraine 2 weeks ago. CCTV's Nick Harper is live at the United Nations for us, and he joins us now with the latest on that. Nick?
Well, it wasn't a long speech, less than 5 minutes in total, but Prime Minister Yatsenyuk's message was very clear. He said that Russia's actions were illegal, and he said that Ukraine was ready to negotiate to try and find a peaceful resolution to this crisis. He did find some strong backing here at the United Nations from some of the other member states. However, he wasn't able to sway the Russians. In the shadow of the United Nations, Ukrainian Americans gathered for the arrival of Ukraine's new Prime Minister. They're here to support his call for unity in the face of Russian actions in Crimea. Addressing the Security Council, Prime Minister Arseniy Yatsenyuk quoted from the UN Charter, saying Russia had violated a number of treaties. Moscow's actions, he said, were without cause.
This is absolutely and entirely unacceptable in the 21st century to resolve any kind of conflict with tanks, artillery, and boots on the ground.
A poker-faced response to the speech from Russia's representative Vitaly Churkin, before he hit back by saying Russia had been justified to respond.
As a result, the legitimate legal president was overthrown and, under the threat of physical force, was forced to flee from Kiev. Those present in this chamber here know full well that the forceful overthrow of an authority is illegal.
But Russia appeared to stand alone.
This is the moment to show that laws matter, rules matter, territorial integrity matters.
Prime Minister Yatsenyuk's appearance here and plea for help will certainly bolster his support base at the United Nations. It's all part of a wider campaign to get as much backing as possible ahead of Sunday's referendum in Crimea. On Wednesday, the Prime Minister met with Barack Obama at the White House, with the US President pledging to, quote, stand by Ukraine. At the United Nations, a number of countries have drafted a resolution denouncing the upcoming Crimean referendum on joining Russia. And that resolution is likely to be presented to the Security Council in the coming days. They could vote on it as early as Saturday, but of course it won't pass. The reason being that Russia has power of veto and they will not want to unanimously support this resolution. So in many ways it won't achieve anything, but it is perhaps a symbolic statement from the United Nations Security Council to show how isolated Russia has become in this whole international situation.